Hello and welcome to another difficulty check. Now, I'm very much enjoying this game, but this one's going to be pretty quick, because I haven't really played all that much. The combat is where the difficulty is at, but it's not because it's like crazy AI or anything like that. It's mostly just because there's lots of enemies, and they hit very hard if you're not prepared for them, and you can easily get overrun. There's not some sort of like crazy strategy you need for enemies. It's mostly just holding the right stick and using potions if you get hit, and that's about it. There's no like dodge this way, dodge that way, watch out for this attack, look out for that attack. Just straight up fighting. So yeah, usually taking it nice and slow is your best bet, because the hardest thing is just making sure you don't have like 50 enemies swarm you and kill you, especially the ones with ranged and magic. The biggest reason I feel like the combat is hard is due to the fact that crafting is mostly RNG. Well, actually it is RNG until you do it enough where you get a better chance of getting things. So you won't really have all that many potions until a little bit later, when you can actually craft them 100% of the time. I believe it starts at like 10%, maybe less, chance to actually get a potion. So yeah, you have to kill a bunch of enemies to get the items, and then you have to craft and slowly raise your success rate to get more potions. So that's where one of the big problems comes, is the fact that you just won't have enough potions to heal all the damage the enemies are doing to you. I went for a two-handed, and then I switched to one-handed and shield build, but of course it's an RPG, and 99% of RPGs, magic is super overpowered. I haven't used it just yet, but I can very much see that it is overpowered without even using it yet. So I mean, if you want an easier time, just use magic. If you want a harder time, use melee, because I've died a good amount of times with melee so far. They definitely, and again, it's just because they hit hard. It's not because they outsmart me or anything like that. They just hit me a couple times and I'm dead. Even with the fact that you can tame wild creatures and have like 10 of them following you at a time, that, I guess that does make it a bit easier, because they'll be taking all the ranged hits. But again, that's also RNG. You can't just go and tame any creature you want. You have to keep trying until you raise it enough and hope you get lucky to get creatures. You can also actually get a companion to fight with you, which doesn't count as one of your creatures. You can have 10 creatures and one companion, and they pretty much work like a second character. So you can level them up, build them whatever way you want, give them whatever armor you want. So that would probably alleviate, the amount of enemies that you have to fight. Right now, my companion and pets are dying pretty quickly in the dungeons I'm currently at, but that's because I haven't leveled them right now. But I did read that people are saying that if you level all your creatures together at once, it actually splits the XP amongst them. So if you want to quickly level a certain creature, you want to make sure to just have that creature out, and that's it. I think the companion, since it counts as a second character and not a companion, or as a creature, they probably have their own XP that they get. And back to the enemy AI, like I said, it's not smart, because I was fighting a boss in an area where I shouldn't have been able to beat him, because he's really strong. He 3-shot me. But I got him caught on a lantern, and was still able to hit him, and he wasn't able to hit me. So I just stood there for a few minutes, bashing on him, and I killed him. I understand I could have not done that, but, you gotta kind of count that. If you can cheese an enemy like that, then, gonna do it. So yeah, of course that doesn't really count against difficulty, I guess, because, it's an exploit. Get the guy stuck and then bash on him. But still, it's possible. That's how the AI, I guess that's not so much AI, but pathing. But either way, it's a possibility. So yeah, I'd say this is probably more of a grind than it is difficult. I mean, I don't mind. I actually really like the grind. But I guess you could make this harder on yourself by not using magic and only buying your gear and not ever crafting it. And buying, I think you'd buy potions too. So buying your potions and your gear and stuff and never crafting it. That way you don't have a 100% success rate and you have to sell drops and stuff to get the items. I'm sure that'd make it pretty tough. But, I don't know. I don't think this should be played for the difficulty. I think it just should be played for the grind. Thanks for watching this difficulty check for Ninth Dawn 3.